Star Little People, Big World. Following a tumultuous divorce, Amy and Matt took their time getting along. That being said, it's clear that the former and her ex-husband still have some problems. She must, however, observe her husband's friendship with Matt in the midst of everything. Though Amy isn't very fond of them, she must live with their growing friendship. Every aspect of Little People, Big World has been included into it. Amy doesn't seem to be in control of everything, though. Recently, viewers were forced to criticize Chris for both his rude behavior and his friendship. How did he behave? Matt and Chris, the husband of Little People, Big World actress Amy, get along well. He spends a lot of time with him. However, it's clear that their friendship isn't popular with Amy or the audience. They are curious about the activities of these two and why it is necessary for them to get together in the first place. Amy and Chris talked about this issue on a recent episode while enjoying a picnic in a park. The former discussed the remarks made by others regarding the latter's and Matt's bromance. Amy made it plain that until things don't go crazy, but Chris was eager to reassure her that she was starting to get along with it. Amy went on to reassure them that when they first met, neither his current nor estranged girlfriend mentioned her. Chris reassured her that they don't often share notes or talk about her. But a producer from Little People, Big World, interrupted their confessional part to say that Matt and Chris didn't talk about Amy other than that one time. Amy is quite good at getting information out of Chris, even if he was first reluctant to share the subject. Following his reaction, he clarified that he finds it a little annoying because she always leaves the door open. Amy continued to emphasize how uncommon this was, indicating that she was not prepared to accept this accusation. Unfortunately, this was not well received by the audience. "Not cool, Chris," a user said, and even another, "Never talk about your wife with her ex-partner." Completely impolite. Amy Roloff is obviously putting up with Matt and Chris's friendship. She revealed the truth on Little People, Big World without hesitation, even after her confession, when her husband proudly said that she was growing more at ease with their relationship. Amy made it apparent that she was only putting up with it for his benefit rather than truly enjoying it. Laughing aloud, Chris said he was relieved his wife was able to put an end to it. They both laughed as he reassured them that nothing concerning was occurring and that everything was okay. The majority of viewers, meanwhile, don't seem to be rooting for their newly formed friendship. For the purpose of the show, some fans even think Amy just puts up with Matt and Chris. It seems that the series has begun to lose its allure, and Zach and Tori are also departing from it. Thus, their connection provides the episodes with more drama and keeps the audience entertained. "It's all about the money they make in the show," a person said. "I apologize, but this whole thing is strange," said another. Fans of Little People, Big World believe that Matt Roloff and Chris Merrick's bromance has ended. They have always been cordial in their interactions. Is it all for show, though? Chris Merrick receives an invitation from Matt Roloff and many of his buddies to a boys' night. Amy's husband sees it as a fantastic chance to widen his social network. With addition, he finds it pleasant to be involved with it. Matt has been Chris's friend for around 6 years. The Little People, Big World cast member was initially taken aback by how amiable he was with him. It's regularly heard that ex-partners don't get along well with their new partners. He senses that Amy and her ex-husband talk the same language. Nonetheless, when they sit down to talk, they seem to have a lot in common, in his opinion. Amy, on the other hand, discourages her husband from going out on a guy's night with his buddies with her ex-husband. He believes, however, that she was aware of his desire to do it. He considers it lucky that she has come to terms with the fact that they will likely cross paths again. The TLC star seems more like a great neighbor to Chris. He tells him that he knows to call him if he needs to borrow a power tool. He may be reached by phone if Matt has any inquiries concerning drywall. If they have any questions at all, he believes they feel free to ask. Amy wasn't initially in favor of the Little People, Big World castmate's connection with her ex-husband, according to the actor, but with time, she has learned to accept it. Matt is relieved Amy seemed to be okay with their friendship with Chris. The ability to get together and get up on each other's life is something he appreciates. Are they less close than they formerly were, though? Over the years, the show revealed the development of Matt Roloff's friendship with Chris Merrick. The audience watched as they transitioned from buddies to bromans. Given that they are both connected to Amy Roloff, several people thought their friendship was strange. Others, however, felt that it was good to see everyone getting along. However, some Little People, Big World viewers believe that Chris and Matt have gotten less close. One individual thinks it seems forced and false, and that it is now simply for the show. Another believes that in order to help Amy with her job on the program, Amy's husband would be open to talking to her ex-husband. Additionally, a person has the belief that the more time they spend together, the more they come to understand that they are two completely different individuals and that they don't want to be near each other. Is the bromance ended now? Last year, Zach and Tori had an extremely traumatic event. It occurred when the former required an urgent brain shunt revision procedure. Even if everything is well today, those moments will be highlighted in the next Little People, Big World episodes. Zach made the decision to talk more about the same on the most recent episode of Little People, Big World Season 25. Before the procedure, the star's condition was so poor that he thought he would not survive. As a result, in the most recent episode, Zach talked to his wife Tori about what to do in the event that she had to inform her children that their father was not present. What was it that Zach told Tori? When Little People Big World made its long-awaited return to TLC with Season 25, it was a very moving episode. It showed Zach Roloff recuperating after a highly invasive brain operation. It was for his shunt to be revised. Although all is good today, the Little People Big World star wanted to discuss with his spouse how to exercise caution if something similar arises in the future. In the event that something went wrong, Zach and Tori had to confront the scary prospect of informing the children of his dying. The extent to which Tori disclosed the procedure to the children piqued the interest of viewers. According to her, Jackson came up with an idea, and she didn't keep the operation portion a secret from him because he had one for his legs too. For his father, Zach said his son was anxious. Zach mentioned that in case something goes wrong in the future, his family ought to be more equipped. It broke Tori's heart to think that he would have to explain to the children why one of the parents wasn't present. Ultimately, the Little People Big World actor always has his children on his mind and desires to spend as much time as possible with them. For the audience, it was an emotional moment. Zach looked like he was in a lot of agony in the Little People Big World trailer. Prior to having the operation, he also repeatedly yelled his wife's name, and that was terrifying, all of it, Tori. Zach, nevertheless, has recovered and has been enjoying his finest life with his wonderful family for a while now. A long time has passed since they got through these difficult moments. After regaining his life's direction, Zach Roloff has been making every effort to spend as much time as possible with his wife and children. They actively take part in various activities in addition to spending quality time at their $1 million residence in Washington. Tori, however, made the decision to offer her princess and her husband even more love. Tori posted photos of Lila and Zach at their first daddy-daughter dance, dressed in formal wear. They both looked amazing and cleaned up really nicely. Lila captivated the hearts of Little People Big World fans as she sat by her father and gave him a little peck on the cheek. Zach, who usually dresses casually, stunned everyone by showing up in a suit. Tori's ability to capture these precious moments with the family members was much appreciated. The fact that the celebrity chose to post these priceless moments on her social media made them grateful as well. Star of Little People Big World Jeremy Roloff may no longer be with the show, but his comparison of his early years to the Vietnam War has outraged fans. Even though Jeremy Roloff, star of Little People Big World, has moved on from the show, fans of the program are offended by some recent remarks he made about his upbringing and how it was comparable to the horrors of the Vietnam War. Since the 2006 premiere of Little People Big World, Jeremy, the son of Matt and Amy Roloff, has been well known. Jeremy still has fans who first saw him on Little People Big World and who follow him on social media to follow his life even though he is presently cut off from the rest of his family, including his twin brother Zach Roloff. Jeremy just shared a message on his Instagram story about his childhood, but it has now expired. Many of his followers have taken offense to it. As a child, I recall being instructed to leave the house. According to Jeremy, my mom would actually lock us out of the home while I would pass the time doing something else. His message, which was shared over a video that featured one man's assessment of the problems that modern kids face as a result of technology, wasn't received well. Being born in 1990 makes me feel as though I was the last person to leave Vietnam for a childhood unencumbered by this new period of living. Following and watchers of Little People Big World were offended by what Jeremy was saying when he shared his opinions on Instagram. Tone deaf, one and Don Latara did clarify after uploading the post on Reddit. Nor should he have experienced boredom. He wasn't shut out of the house for hours. His boyhood was quite fortunate, as were the childhoods of his siblings. He is being disgusting by equating it with returning from a foreign country. Jeremy couldn't even begin to understand the horrors of war. Others, like Cringelian, kept things simple. The uninformed thoughts of Jeremy infuriated many. Jeremy has already experienced blowback for his comments on previous occasions. He has already faced criticism for other divisive subjects, including his ignorance of his privilege and his unfavorable attitude toward those who have impairments. Considering his experience, many find it hard to understand how Jeremy can be so apathetic and even insensitive toward those with impairments. Jeremy has frequently been criticized for his morals. Despite having two parents and a sister who are dwarfist, Jeremy has always had strong opinions on divisive subjects like disability. Numerous people have been curious about Zach's estranged brother and their time on the show coming to an end, as Little People Big World Season 25 opens with a challenging period for Zach and his wife, Tori Roloff. Their lives have been too busy to think about Jeremy and Audrey Roloff making a comeback to the show as they are getting ready to birth their fourth child. Jeremy is quite transparent about his emotions and ideas even after his tenure on Little People Big World has ended.